Hello everyone. As a fictional character, death has appeared in the myths of various people since ancient times. Today, we will talk about the image of death among the Scandinavians, which I briefly mentioned before, and those who follow the videos on my channel already know something about it. In Norse mythology, the goddess of death, Hel, rules over the kingdom of the dead called Helheim. Who is she, and where did she come from, you might ask? Well, in short, the goddess Hel is the daughter of the famous trickster Loki and the giantess Angrboda, and it was the supreme god Odin who appointed her to rule over the Norse underworld. The name Hel comes from the old Germanic word Helja, which simply means cover, and has nothing to do with the associations that the Christian concept of hell evokes in us, which comes from the ancient Hebrew notion of Gehenna. However, some people believe that the Christian concept of hell was borrowed from the Norse kingdom of the dead. This is explained by the similarity between the word hell and the name for the goddess Hel, hence Halloween, the holiday of the dead. I cannot judge how true this statement is, but because of this, even the realm of Helheim is sometimes mistakenly portrayed as a fiery hell. This mistake is easy to explain by taking into account that in the Middle East, heat is perceived as something threatening, potentially life-threatening, while in the North, the main threat to life is naturally represented by cold. In the Edda, the goddess Hel is described as follows. She is of enormous size and exceeds most giants in height. One half of her is blue-black, and the other half is deathly pale. Therefore, the Queen of Helheim is often called Blue-White Hel. She knows the deepest hidden motives of human behavior. She is at the bottom of his soul, the unconscious, and therefore she can provide awareness. When her icy energy of death influences a person, everything external and superficial immediately falls away. A person appears as he really is. He realizes his true feelings just as a skeleton is exposed when a dead body decays. Hell can appear in other forms as well. For example, as a beautiful woman with white or bluish skin, white hair and blue eyes, or one half of her face is feminine while the other is a skull or semi-rotten flesh. Another option is one half of her body is white while the other is black. And finally, Hel can appear as an old woman. According to legends, Hel lives in Elvidnir, a place located in the very center of Helheim. It is one of the largest and most majestic in all the worlds. It is believed that Elvidnir is half luxurious and grand, while the other half is ancient ruins, dark and cold. According to researchers of Germanic Scandinavian myths, Hel is a later interpretation of the goddess of the home and household, Holda. Holda patronizes the home, women, female work, and motherhood. However, Holda also had another aspect. She brings snow and storms and leads in wild hunts. In Germanic Scandinavian folklore, Holda was also called Frau Holle. It was believed that one could enter Holda's realm by simply falling into a well. By the way, the Holland received its name in her honor. A significant portion of the country is below sea level. Even today, the Holland are called the Netherlands, Low Countries, which once again brings us back to the image of the underworld. As for Helheim itself, in the Edda it is described as a dark and gloomy place. However, those who reside there do not suffer any torment. Literally, Helheim translates quite simply as the domain of hell. The realm of the dead is located in Niflheim, the land of ice and mist. Although it seems to be a location, in Scandinavian mythology, it is rooted as a separate, self-sufficient, and independent world. In the younger Edda, it is said that Helheim is surrounded by the river Gol. Gol belongs to the Elviger, 12 icy streams that flow from Vergelmir in Niflheim. Gol flows through Ginnungagap abyss, the world's abyss, and enters the world of humans, bordering Helheim. Across Gol is a thin bridge called Geldro, which is guarded by the hellhound Garm and the mighty giantess warrior Modgud. Interestingly, the bridge makes no sound when a dead person crosses it. However, if a living person crosses it, the bridge rings out loudly. Among the northern peoples, there was a tradition of putting sturdy shoes on the dead, which were called Hell's shoes. It was believed that the way to Helheim was long and difficult, and the deceased could wear out his legs until they bled. These shoes helped overcome the long journey. Also, people were often burned together with a cart or horse. It was believed that these objects would also accompany the deceased to Helheim and make the journey easier. The souls of the dead end up in Helheim, but the ruler Hel does not accept everyone. Rather, she's not opposed to receiving the soul of every deceased person, but the order established by Odin assumes a different outcome. The souls of valiant fallen warriors go to Valhalla, becoming Einherjar. Freyja takes half of the fallen warriors, and they go to Folkvanger. Only those who died of old age or illness, as well as those who violated the laws of the ancestors, forever go to the world of Hell. It is important to note that this applies not only to humans, but also to the gods, the Vanir, and even the giants. Vedic myths do not imply the existence of immortal beings in the universe, and the world of the dead in Scandinavian mythology is one for all. No creature, no person, not even a god, can return from Helheim. The only one who was in Helheim and returned from there is Odin's son, the great god Hermod. Hermod went to Helheim to retrieve his brother Balder, who was killed by the blind god of fate, Hod, with a mistletoe arrow. Hermod passed by the giantess Modgud honestly, telling her why he is descending to Hell. The giantess allowed him to enter and exit. Additionally, at that moment, Hermod had Odin's horse, the swift Sleipnir, so the circumstance of his stay in Helheim can be called exceptional. In modern pop culture, Hel can be found in Marvel Comics, where it is called Hela. Here she is also a goddess of death and opposes Thor. Hela from the comics has superhuman strength, speed, endurance, agility, and high longevity. When Hela wears her cloak, she is much stronger than most of her race. Her immense strength allowed her to engage in a prolonged hand-to-hand battle with Thor himself. Like all Asgardians, she has immunity to magic. Hela possesses immense mystical abilities that she can use to perform various actions. For example, creating unlimited astral projections, with projections retaining many of her abilities. For example, emitting deadly beams of energy from her hands that can kill, flying, and creating illusions. Her most powerful ability is the Hand of Glory, a technique that uses mystical energy to enhance the power of her strikes to the point of being able to kill even Asgardians. Moreover, Hel, both in comics and mythology, is directly related to the Norse apocalypse, Ragnarok. But that's a completely different story. Do you want to hear it? Support this video with a like and a repost. And that's it. If you enjoyed the story about the goddess Hel, check out the stories about other gods in the channel. Thank you for your attention, and see you in new videos.